The text editor is Spyder, Spyder. It comes with the Anaconda distribution. I don't necessarily recommend it, but it works if you need one. I've heard PyCharm is really good, so if you're looking for a Python IDE, you might want to check out PyCharm. Yeah, PyCharm. All right, so passive points cooldown. All right. Okay, so then the passive points thing. Well, I guess this is fairly simple. We just say for p key in player dictionary dot keys. We just say add experience. Oops, add experience to p key one experience point, and we can just print passive. How do I usually set up this experience gain print whatever? I just like shout something. I forget what. Oh, just the name and then the amount. Okay, so passive. Right, this is supposed to be in quotes. Plus p key plus a space plus or plus then the number one. Yes. Yeah, I think that should be good. So just kind of separate it out from the event system. So now it sounds like you're getting fewer points because the event system never talks about this experience gain, but whatever. I'm probably gonna change this a lot, but like this is like the core. Like this is, I can stop worrying about this, or I can stop thinking about this for a little while because this is like fine now. That sounds cool. Respect controllers. Blockhead Zombie Wars. Oh, is that a game? Is that like a real game that exists? Or alright. I think this is the first. Is it the first event since I reran the script? Oh wait, I like how nothing's crashed yet. It seems like nothing's crashed, right? Mostly, for the most part, things seem to be non-crashed. So I'm just gonna look at the spacing here. Yeah, that spacing looks okay. I think. Is that right? Yeah, no, the math I could still shift it further. I guess I don't really have to, but I could still shift it further, right? No, maybe that's fine. Hold on, let me think. That math doesn't look right. Maybe it just looks weird from this perspective. Hold on, I'm gonna pull up OBS instead. I'm just gonna look at this. That positioning seems weird, but I don't know. Maybe it's fine. Maybe I shouldn't worry about that. Yeah. Rah, rah. Hand wave, hand wave. All right, so oh, interesting. That sounds like an interesting game. I hadn't heard of it before, but that does sound fun. What have I done? What do I need to do? So I definitely need to add in more controls for the GM, like once we have a GM. And I need to make the GM's controls better. And I probably need to fix whatever crash is going to happen at the end of this event. Because I don't know. Yesterday I tried to like put in something fairly straightforward, and I ended up like hitting like a million bugs all in a row. I was, I guess I was like feeling really confident because the thing I had done earlier that morning was just super clean and easy to implement. So I was, anyways, uh, so what should I move on to? I could do like, and I have some art stuff that I need to do at some point. I could do that now. Hey, look, a crash. All right. Well, sorry about that. What am I crashing on? Out of range. What? I feel like I just typoed something here. Because why is it... Where am I? Yeah, why is it like P key? Why is it event-dict P key? That doesn't make sense. What happened here? I feel like something terrible has happened here, and I don't know what. I don't remember changing this part. Or at least I don't remember intentionally changing this part. Event-dict P key. What is this cur of actions A key business about? Oh. No. Yeah. Wait, what? No, what is this trying to do? Oh, no. Oh, I know what this is about. Hold on. But then why didn't it work? I don't think I changed anything here. Yeah, right. So in this case, in the case of multi, wait, was that that wasn't a multi event? Why did this evaluate? What? Why did this evaluate at all? Cur should not have been multi. So that's weird. And it would explain why the index is out of range. It certainly should be out of range. This is literally in a block that says if cur ev multi. You had no business evaluating, you rogue statement. So, like, did I break multi? Or, no, like, the event literally isn't multi. So, like cur ev multi, this is false. This is false, so if you say if false, then you should not evaluate any further. You should skip right to the else case. So, like no one could have, like, nothing could have, like, hypothetically, nothing could have caused this to evaluate, and yet here it is evaluating. So I mean that just indicate that would strongly indicate that cur ev was multi, because like how on earth else could it have evaluated? But how on earth could it have been? How on earth could it have been multi? Because like that was even the first. That was the first event, and it was just super not multi. Just not multi. So I don't know. That one doesn't make sense. Give me a different one. Come on, compiler. Give me a different error. Give me one that actually makes sense. So I must have broken this yesterday, and just I didn't discover it until today, which is weird because like, why was it working fine yesterday? Oh, I guess I wasn't working with I wasn't working with the the automated events yesterday, so I guess it broke. But then why was it working all morning? Why don't I make my website look fancy? Because I'm not a web developer, and I don't care. I just don't care. Maybe someday. I don't know. Where do we reference multi? Because we have to be referencing it and setting it to true somewhere. So we do reference it a few places. None of these should affect anything. These are all just conditionals based on whether we're dealing with multi. Oh, here's one. But that's like the hark thing. So this should only ever evaluate if name equals GM name. Oh. Oh. Huh. If name equals GM name. GM name. Maybe I should. Right now, I think I'm zeroing out GM name, but maybe I should be setting it to like a invalid value. No, I don't. Hmm. No one even said multi, so I don't see why this would have been evaluating. It just occurred to me, like maybe it'd be better for GM name to change it to something impossible. Well, you kind of do that now, but I don't know. Never mind. Anyways, that's not actually relevant to what I'm doing here. But like this was, I don't know. The reason I stopped here is because like this was like the only place that yesterday that I changed how multi is like set up or whatever. So. Why? Why on earth? If lines 1 equals 1. Like that, I don't see how that could have broken. And no, the game knew it was not multi, because the game knew that, this is dumb. Because the game didn't put, this is literally just dumb. I'm probably just going to run it and just ignore it, and just, if it tries to happen again, I'll just say no. I'll just say, no, you're not happening, because that's not anything that makes sense, and that shouldn't be the case. That's what I'll tell it if it tries to happen again. Yeah. There's just no reason that should have happened. So, alright, I'm just going to rerun the script. We'll see what happens. We shall see. Oh, I know what I changed. Maybe? I changed the... I was changing stuff down where we filter for the various cases of actions and whatnot. So that's where I made a mistake. I just filtered the actions. No, that wouldn't make sense. Because that would have happened way sooner. If that was the mistake, that crash would have happened way sooner. I will look at it because I was changing that area. Because that's where we like process commands. So no, that doesn't make any sense. That's like the opposite. You're making your own AI? Sounds fun. Hey, how's it going, Tom? Welcome. Yeah, I mean, I changed the area where we handle whether excuse me. Sorry. I changed the area where we handle input. Like here's where we handle events whether it's multi or not. But no, this wouldn't explain it. So gosh. Cur_ev.multi. Cheating. Rampant cheating. Maybe the game just made a mistake. Maybe like everything, maybe it should work fine, but they just made a mistake, and that's all. Everyone makes mistakes sometimes, so I can forgive that, I think. That's probably a bit optimistic, but like I'm at a complete loss, so I really don't have another really. I mean, maybe if I have another real avenue to pursue right now, it's not coming to mind. So Excuse me. I'll just do something productive in the meantime, and hopefully we can get more information about what on earth is happening there. Oh no. Oh no. I keep thinking like of things that like hypothetically could cause it, but the thing that doesn't make sense is how we get here in the first place. Like, yeah, like if we could get here, then I could figure out why it was crashing at that location. But I can't even figure out why we're getting here. I actually no. We flatly should not be getting here. So, all right. So excuse me, that crash will just never happen again, and we never have to worry about it. I think is what will happen next. Fingers crossed. So what do I want to add in next? I've kind of redone scoring at this point. Yeah. I'll call redo scoring done. Well, no, if we're crashing, I'll wait until we're done. I'll wait until we're not crashing to call that done. So, yeah, so what, I'll finish, I'll make the GM stuff a little better. Oh, because there's another command that I think I want to add in. I don't know exactly how to do it yet, but I want to let it, so I want to let the, basically I want to give the GM more storytelling tools than just the event system. Because like we were looking at all morning, if you use the event system too much, then like the events aren't actually worth very much points. So, very many points. Yeah. So, excuse me, sorry. I, I think I might make it so that that thing that I was saying earlier about instead of having like having the GM use a command to conclude an event, I think I might just make the event conclude after a finite amount of time. I don't know. There are things that I like better about either option. Like, cause oh no, I should put in the things that I know I need for the GM, like the timer thing, and the voluntary. Yeah, I should do those first because I don't have to make decisions in order to handle those. But oh yeah, the improves like the adding in more storytelling tools. I don't think I actually ever explained what that meant. Basically, I want like ways for the GM to like roll a die, for example, or like handle other small tasks of that nature. So I'll want to add that in at some point, I guess. Probably. I'm not 100% though. All right, so huh. So I have different. So like yeah, right now I have it split up. Some commands are accessible when the event's on, and some are not. Or some commands are only accessible without the event on. I can always just put in like a separate case though, like yeah, I can just kind of like what I was doing before with the other commands. I could just like make event on an else and then add in like if excuse me, oh, T split. I might make it so that, yeah, I'll make it so that the GM can relinquish the, oh, that's another thing. If I made it so that the GM specifies the event type, in advance, like at the beginning of the event, then we can still resolve the events even if the GM leaves. One thing to think about. I mean, I don't think that'll be a very common case, but like, sometimes you just gotta go. Sometimes you just gotta take off. So, you like Python? Oh yeah, yeah. Looping in Python is pretty easy. Uh, They do have nice things like that. T-split, what was it doing? Oh yeah, so T-split index 3 equals what? So what should be the command for abdicating? Uh, I like making them like verbose. I like making them like sound like not like commands, but like things that you would actually say. Uh, I don't have to go overboard with that. Um, uh, I could just I could just have it. Uh, Alas, I guess. Oh no, that one might actually. It shouldn't be something. It shouldn't be something that people might say accidentally. I don't think anyone would actually say alas accidentally, but if someone did say alas, I don't want to accidentally remove their crown. Uh, so no, it should be. It should be what? It has to be one word. At least the way I'm scanning for it now. I mean, it doesn't literally just have to be one word, but as it is now, I'm only really looking for at the first word. So maybe. Oh, it should be like it should be something terminal. I mean, obviously, but it should be like it should be something that you would like read at the end of a book or like at the end of it. Uh, I'm thinking more of phrases, and maybe I could just use a phrase instead of a single word. Um, but maybe it should just be a command. Maybe it shouldn't be like weird and whatever. Um, what does alas mean? Like, what is it? What is the definition of alas? Because I want to use it, but I was thinking I could just make it alas exclamation point. Uh, 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 no, that's not even really what I want to express. Because like it's like that would be like it's I don't know. It's sad when the GM has to leave, but like it shouldn't. I don't know. Like the idea of using alas is that like the GM would explain why they're leaving, but like I don't want to make the GM have to do that necessarily either. Uh, so why is it why does it take me so long to come up with these? I guess because there's I want it to be something evocative, but something that won't interfere with chat. So, uh, anyways, I'll just I'll just make it like something dumb for now, and then I'll put in the tech, and then I'll come back to the rest of it. I mean, it's fairly straightforward. All we have to say is all we have to do is say, yeah, the same stuff that we do when the GM leaves. So when we get a part message, we have to say, oh yeah, so the bard says something, right? So yeah, oh wait, yeah, okay. So this is all relevant. Yes, this is all relevant. I'll change what the bard says, so it's not exactly the same thing. The bard will say, yeah, instead of just farewell, he'll just say thank you. Like when, yeah, okay, yeah. Or I guess I should use the same message as when I use the that stupid crash. Unhashable type list. All right, well that's a different crash. I have no clue. Oh, that was a multi-event. Interesting. And again, well, it did evaluate down the... All right. Sorry, guys. I mean, clearly there is something wrong here, but what on earth? I am inclined to wonder. What on earth? What is not a hashable list? It's not a hashable list. Oh, I'm an idiot. The reason it's giving me the wrong line numbers is because I've been changing stuff. So, yikes. I'm a silly person. So it's actually trying to point me towards what? If values this thing. It's trying to point me towards this thing. Values bonus dict. Oh, right. Yeah? Because we can only do this if, Oh, I just forgot to change this part. Derp. I wonder if this is the same... No, this wouldn't be the same crash we got last time. But I did forget to change that part. Yeah, whoops, sorry about that. So, okay, so wait. I was looking at the wrong line last time. So, what line was I supposed to be looking at? This one, I suppose. Like, what else? Or no, this one. It'd have to be this one. Because this was the one that would have evaluated last time. Or it would have been something in this area. Oh, index out of range. Bonus dict. How did we get index out of range? Bonus dict? I mean, bonus dict is what we used to be using. Bonus dict should never... It should always be 0, 1, or 2. Oh! When it's 0, maybe it doesn't actually, like, initialize to 0. Yeah. Maybe? I don't know. No, it should initialize to 0. I'm pretty sure when we set up bonus dictionary, we initialize it to 0. Yeah. Bonus dict A key equals 0. Alright, sorry. Alright, well that at least explains why we got that impossible error before. I guess I'll just try and ferret out the impossible error. Or the error that is now possible. So that we don't have to wait for the whole script to restart. So I'm just gonna do like whatever event. Like alright, so excuse me, whatever testing Excelsior, where's BinRebot, whatever conclude event. Huh. Didn't crash that time. Alright, well, whatever. whatever. I'll leave the script down for a minute so that when I bring it back up, it'll actually populate. So there's probably still a crash in here somewhere. I wasn't reading the debug information correctly. Guestus, hey, welcome back. Oh, sorry. I was just... Sometimes I use events. Sometimes I just, like, throw out test events really quick, so sorry for that. I don't have a better way to test it, really. I could make a cheat to make Trusty Bard silent or something. I could use more sophisticated dev tools. I don't yet, so... wow. Bright and early, Guestus. Welcome. I think at 5:30 this morning. No, I know what I was doing at 5:30 this morning. I was like asleep forever. I did. No, I was gonna say I got started at a reasonable time today, but I was actually a little bit later than I would have liked. I'm getting earlier though. Someday I might actually start like at a good time. It'd be exciting when that happens. I look forward to that possibility, perhaps. All right, so yeah, what's this crash? I just need to figure it out using only my brain and no debug information. The gist is that there's basically a crash. So wait, last time it tried to tell us the crash was here, So it must have actually been talking about like something lower down, something like here or something. It couldn't have been in the multi-section. So here? I mean, this is the obvious one. But this one also seems legit. Like this one I think would check out. Values, bonus dict, event dict, p key. Oh, p key. No, that's right. Event dict. Yeah. Player dictionary. The player key in the event dictionary will give us the action that the player took, and then putting that action into the bonus dictionary will give us the result of that action, and then putting that into the values dictionary will give us how many points that is worth. So, yeah. So I'm probably not going to figure out this crash before I rerun the script. Yeah, I don't know. Oh! Oh! Wait. I'm doing the values thing twice. Well, I don't know if it's related, but I'm not supposed to be doing that. I don't think that could actually cause the crash though. If anything, that should have just changed the it should have screwed up the scoring, but it shouldn't have actually changed the shouldn't have actually caused a crash, I don't think. But it's good that I changed that, because otherwise it would have taken me a long time to figure out why everything's so screwed up. Yeah, okay, so that's because yeah, we send PB through the values majigger. Anyways, all right, let's save this, and then it's probably been long enough that I can rerun the script. All right. And now, what was I working on? Oh yeah, I was working on the command to abdicate the throne. Oh shoot. Well, yeah, okay, I left it in there, but I left that script kind of in progress. That part of the script kind of in progress, but I don't think it's in a bad way. Because as long as I don't appoint a GM, then... Actually, no, this might be correct. Mostly correct. Oh yeah, that's the other thing, though, is that event on equals false. We have to turn off the event if there's an event on, and we also have to say cur ev.live equals false. I mean, we only have to do this if there's an event on, but it wouldn't hurt if the event is off. Then that doesn't hurt anything. So actually, I'll just say yeah, if event on. So right now, if the GM quits during an event, it won't actually deactivate the event. Yeah, sounds like a successful month, Trent Sterling. I don't know why I used your full name there, just because I enjoy it. It's a good name. It's a top tier name, I would say. Trent Sterling. I think one of the first things I ever said to you is that you could be a superhero with that name. Sorry, I'm just reading up on chat. Sorry, I don't mean to laugh, Trent. I just the way you describe it is really funny. The way you describe your situation. They don't ever tell me to make anything. Instead, they just yell and keep adding more noobs. Alright, so, sorry. Okay, so I need like a, I guess actually if the GM quits voluntarily, I can say thank you for, thank you, GM display name, for your noble service. I will take the lead from here. Uh, yeah, that's fine. So one thing that I want to do at some point is, I think instead of having Trusty Bard like say the same thing for all of these situations, I kind of want to like add like several options for what Trusty Bard could possibly say, so that it's not too repetitive. Hypothetically, not specifically for this one because this command doesn't happen very often, but the some of the other things that I get Trusty Bard to say, I don't want him to just say the same thing every time. Oh yeah, no, I know about that. I heard about that. Yeah. Ooh, I yeah. How's it going? I mean, I guess I know how it's going. um, I'm not going to mention it on stream, but it sounds like an interesting project. Uh, oh, yeah. I don't know if that's such a bad thing. Like, I don't know. I wasn't. I heard about it, and I wasn't. I mean, like, I won't. I won't. I won't. I won't get into that. But okay. Uh, I'm sorry to hear that things did not go to your expectation, because that's always disappointing, regardless of what you're doing. When things don't go to expectation, it's like, um, so yeah, more commands. I guess. All right, so I'm gonna add an else if for if tsplit. Oh yeah, I'm gonna add kind of a weird one, I think. I mean, I don't have to be adding this one right now. Oh no, yeah. Before I add this, I should add in the timing thing, because that's more important than this, actually. Well, I don't know. They're both pretty equally important, but I'm gonna do this one first. Just cause. So I all right. So what should we do? I guess it'll be like if the GM has been absent for, I'll give them a good amount of time, just in case they're like, you know, because if they're setting up story. Oh, okay. Wait, I can just I can I'll put in like, I can put in separate like things. Like I can have like excuse me, sorry, 1 second. Yeah, I can have a thing where if the GM is just completely like AFK, like not even participating in chat, then I can have a shorter timer for like if the GM is completely AFK. If the GM is present but just not doing like anything GM related, then I can have like a slightly longer timer to be like, "Hey GM, care to like care to administer the game?" That's like, you know, I mean like not like sarcastic or anything, but just like a little nudge, like, "Hey, hey." Um, so, um, uh, all right. So, what, yeah, okay, so let's add in 2 timers for this. Um, I should add them in the place where I typically add timers. That seems like a sensible place to add timers, right? All right. I can. Oh, yeah. I'll put them with the rest of the GM stuff. So GM. So GM. I'll call it like GM AFK timer, and that starts at 0. And then GM nudge timer. So the way this is going to work is if the GM is literally AFK for like an extended period of time. Oh, yeah. If the GM is literally AFK for an extended period of time, then they'll all just automatically, trusty bard will just take over. If the GM is present but not playing the game for some period of time, first he'll get a nudge, and if the GM continues to ignore the nudges, like maybe 2 nudges or something like that, maybe just 1 nudge, I don't know, I don't want to get spammy, but like if the GM is present, then after another period of time, actually maybe I could use the same oh, huh, GM AFK timer. Huh. I was thinking I could just use the same period of time for the for regardless of whether the GM is active or not, and just only give the nudges if the GM is actually around to hear the nudges or read the nudges. You know what is a really useful phrase in just like in all of life is the phrase "I owe you nothing." If you get really good at saying that, then it helps in a lot of situations. I mention that because it sounds like you were in a situation recently where that would have been helpful. Uh, all right, sorry, I was trying to skim over chat, but I was missing some of it. All right, so yeah, I guess we should be a little more lenient with the. No, we should be more lenient. Yeah, no, we should definitely be more lenient with the GM if they're present, because they could be doing like exposition stuff even if they're not facilitating events. So there's the AFK timer, nudge timer, and then nudge. These all start at 0. It doesn't matter what they start as because we'll initialize them when the GM gets appointed and at various other intervals. Hey, event time. I hope it doesn't crash. We'll find out. All right. We need one more timer. So the GM AFK timer, GM nudge timer, and the GM distracted timer. I don't know. Or GM idle timer. And we need these durations too. So GM AFK AFK duration will be not too long. It'll be like 10 minutes. Because if the GM is like, well, yeah, I mean, like the AFK duration isn't necessarily like a bad thing. It just means like if the GM, like, because there are a number of reasons the GM might go AFK. Like maybe they literally just got like pulled away from what they were doing. And so the AFK duration will get reset every time the GM says something in chat, regardless of what is yeah. Wait, I'm gonna call the GM idle timer actually the GM inactive timer, because it'll actually mean like non-interactive. Because okay, excuse me. So the GM AFK duration will be, it doesn't have to be that long. It could be like 8 minutes or so. No, I'll set it to 10 minutes in case because the GM might just have to like that's not how I set it to 10 minutes. 600 is how I set it for 10 minutes. They might just have to like step away from the keyboard, but like, plan on returning in the near future. So, sorry, I just glanced at chat and my immediate response, just reading over, just glancing at chat, was no, don't shake babies, but no, sorry. I don't know, that phrase just stands out, but okay. Oh yeah, so that was the thing. That was the funny thing about that project, Gestes, is I don't know, like this is. I mean, this is a. I think I mentioned this before. Whoa, you got 3 points for nice. Why did you get 3 points for nice? There's no scenario where you should get 3 points for nice. I mean, I'm glad the game. For one thing, I'm glad the game didn't crash. That's for starters. That's a nice thing. But why did you get 3 experience points? Hold on. I have to take a quick break from this. I'm gonna introduce an error here so that it'll remind me. Wait, no, that's not an error. Yeah, it is an error. Oh, cool. Okay, cool. It's an error. Just it's easier because it'll put like a little error on my slider bar, so I can when I want to come back to where I'm working, it's a little bit quicker to do it that way. Yeah. So you should only get 3 for like the only time values should ever have 3 there is if oh let me oh it said 3 but it gave 2. Why did it say 3? Oh, I'm probably just messing up the math. I'm probably like adding in. No, I just never changed that math. Yeah, that would explain it. All right, so it's not 2 plus. It's all right, so that was a lie. You actually got 2 experience. Sorry, guys. Sorry. So this is actually supposed to be values index bonus ticked A key. Yeah. Whoops. Sorry about that. And yes. Is there any other place that I'm referencing bonus dictionary that I'm supposed to be? Oh, this isn't supposed to be the bonus dictionary. This is actually supposed to be the, what did I call the other one? The ghost dictionary. This is actually supposed to be the ghost dictionary. Oh, that's funny. That is hilarious. Alright. How did using them so close to each other, how did I not realize that that was messed up? I don't know. Whatever. Actually, let me just check. Oops. Nope. Did not mean to do that. Ghost dictionary. Oh wait, yeah, no, ghost is the. I was just because I tend to print when the bonus or when the ghost dictionary does something weird. So I'm just looking for prints that involve bonuses. No, there aren't any. Okay, good. So I probably am using the ghost dictionary correctly now. And I fixed the bug with the score coming out weird. Cool. Your climb broke the game. You know what? You're so good at climbing. You do deserve an extra point. So, does oh, I'm gonna do an event type 0. Does Trent deserve an extra point for that top notch climbing? Sure, and why not? Just for fun. No, I feel bad that it didn't give as many points as it said. Oh, it's gonna keep not giving as many points as it said. So after this event, which is event type 0. So event type 0 is strictly random. I probably should have used a different event type, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see in just a second. Actually, yeah, I'm just gonna conclude it right now. And all right, there you go. Bonus experience. Turns out the answer was why not, but okay, bonus experience. And actually, that works out because you got the right amount of bonus experience. So I will now restart the script so that it actually gives those messages correctly. All right. Good job, everyone. So, so, yeah, right. I was adding in the timer things. Okay, so the AFK duration we'll say is 600. The nudge timer, GM nudge timer. It might also be around 10 minutes. Because this is like, so if the GM is AFK and hasn't done anything, then what'll happen is it'll just do the AFK timer. If the GM is present, but oh, you know what else I should keep take into account is that we shouldn't bother nudging the GM if the GM is like super AFK. So maybe I should make the nudge timer slightly longer than the AFK timer. Yeah, I'll make it like 11 minutes or 12 minutes, so like 7:20. And then the GM inactive timer will be like, I don't know, like twice that, I guess. Or actually, I don't even really need another inactive timer. I can just make it so that if the GM gets nudged and doesn't do anything. No, I'll make it a separate timer. So if the GM inactive timer, they'll get 2 nudges, and after the second nudge, if there's still no event, then Trusty Bard will just take over. And he'll be polite about it. Like, he'll just be like, "Excuse me, sir." And he'll probably initiate an event immediately. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Excuse me. So, let's, so should I actually do this by time, or should I just do it by number of nudges? I might just make it by number of nudges. So GM, like, nudge count. And that will start at 0, and then GM nudge limit, I guess, equals 3 or 2. After the second nudge, then it's time for events and stuff. And so even when the GM is inactive, like, yeah, the points pool actually still ticks upwards. So maybe I should have a maximum for the points pool, because like I mean, hopefully we won't actually, like, the points pool is just supposed to be a limiter. It's not supposed to it's not really supposed to aggregate. And like, I don't think it will aggregate, really. I think that's like the unlikely scenario. But then like in the unlikely scenario that it does occur, I don't think having a giant points pool is necessarily a good thing. I don't think that's necessarily a solution. Because that's just like, it basically just means like if you show up at an arbitrary time when the points pool is really high, you get an unfair advantage, is all that really means. It's a lot of what that means. And it'd be easier to balance around that, so I could actually be more generous with the thresholds if I don't have to worry about like a gratuitously large points pool. Maybe? I don't know. I'll see. Well, I won't worry about it for now, again. Chat. Okay, so yeah, okay, so now that we have some of this stuff set up, I'll rerun the script, because the script hypothetically is not broken right now, and then we can start implementing these things. So yeah, so where do we check this? I guess just in the same place that we check all the rest of the stuff too, is oh yeah, we can put it right before an event, because in the case that the GM is inactive, we can just initiate the next event straight up. Or in the case that the GM surpassed the nudge limit. So I'm actually just gonna for starters, I'm just gonna copy these things down here so that I remember to set them all up correctly, and also that I remember what they're called. So actually, yeah, the other thing is I'm just gonna, instead of bothering to check these like every frame, I'm gonna check them in here. So if GM active, then what are the things that we want to do here? So we want to check the GM AFK timer. So if oh, I also have to initialize these things. So let me do that real quick. So we don't have to change. We only have to change the timers, not really the other ones. But we have to do it when the GM is appointed. Is the first case that we have to do it. So oh, great. Oh yeah, this is why I initialized events in a separate area than in this like defined function or whatever, because globals are annoying. Anyways, there are worse things in the world. So for all of these timers, we have to set them to what? Oh, we have to set them to like time.time or whatever. Or no, time.time plus. Alright, so this is gonna be fun. So first thing, global GMAFK timer, global global GMAFK duration, global. Whoops, I wish I could spell global. That would be helpful. Nudge timer. Wait, why do I have two nudge timers? Oh, this was supposed to be duration. Oh yeah, and actually, I don't usually spell out the full duration. I usually just make dir. GMFK dir. Alright, so this one was supposed to be the duration. Global. Global. I wish I could spell global. I just keep wanting to call it bloggle for some reason. Nudge limit. Actually, we don't have to do that. We don't have to care about the limit here. So global gem nudge count. Yes, and we are setting it to 0. So, oops. Copy this. Here. I don't think we're allowed to do that as one phrase. So gm nudge timer equals time.time plus gm nudge duration. Yes. And again, we're not actually setting these things like that. And then same thing with AFK timer. So global gm, or not global. Have I spelled it right that time? Cool. AFK timer equals time dot time plus what? Oh yeah, GMAFK dur. Alright, and I changed the name of GMAFK duration, so I should change the name of GMAFK duration. Where was it? It was like where was it? It was like here. Oh, and I forgot to make this duration. Cool. All right. Let me just copy this again. All right. So there are other places that before I continue on with like handling these cases, there are other places where I need to reset these timers, and I'm actually going to do that first. So where are the other places? When the GM says anything, then when the GM says anything, then oops, this is further down. Then we reset the AFK. So where does that happen? Yeah. Proof message. All right. So if the GM says literally anything, then GM AFK time equals frame time plus GM AFK duration. All right. And then in the case that the GM initiates an event, this is the case where we'll reset the nudge, whatever. So GM uh, nudge time equals frame time plus nudge. Oh, you know what? No, Actually, yeah, no. We should only ever nudge if there's not currently an event active. Oh, no, we should nudge if there's. Sorry. We should nudge if there's an event active and the GM's not doing anything, because that means that they have to conclude the event, eventually, right? Do you guys think I should have multiple files for the player inputs or just have one big one? Oh, this is a question that I'm reading from chat. The general tenor seems to be that multiple files are like top notch and everyone loves them. I guess that because tons of people mock me relentlessly for not having that, for just like basically doing everything like all in one line. But yeah, I guess that's for player inputs. That's a good question. Yeah, I mean, I guess like it's going to depend a lot on the game. You could probably get away with using polymorphism with one control script and just do that with the other magic system. Yeah, I mean, some of it is to preference, right? Because like there are tons of people who criticize my game for like being all like in one giant line. But like if it works and you like it, then that's like what's the problem really? So I don't know, it sounds like you have sounds like you're on the right track. I mean, one of the things I tell myself is that I tend to like start things in a single file and then I'll like break them out when I need to. But then the thing is like I often never need to. And I guess if you're writing in a way that like is at least organized, then when you get to the situation where you will need to break things out, then that would be easier and manageable. At the same time, like I give that advice and I admit that I don't actually follow that advice really. Like I kind of, I mean, I follow that general idea, except I never actually get to the point where I break things out and use separate files. So take that for what it's worth. All right. Yeah. What do I want to do with the nudge, the nudges? I guess so. Yeah, I do want to. Yeah, if an event is active though, we can't wait 12 minutes. So I do need a new value. Or maybe this is a strong argument for the event types having a finite duration and not leaving it as open-ended. So that way the game master only has to initiate the event and then sit back and wait. Which is kind of nice. It's kind of convenient in that it keeps the game moving along at a steady clip, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe that'll be fine. Yeah. Speaking of events, yeah, maybe I'll do that because then I won't have to nudge the. I don't want to nudge the GM in order to like keep it going. I think yeah. I don't know. I might try it that way and then if need be I can change it. So that implies a few things though. It means that the event type has to get set at some point. And what point and at what point should it get set? Or like how, I guess. And if it doesn't get set, then what happens then? Oh, okay. So there are clearly still questions to answer, and And I'll get to that at some point. I'll finish this first though. So okay, so I don't have to think about nudges when an event is active. So actually, I'm not going to reset it when the event starts. I'm going to reset it when the event ends. So yeah, okay. So when we're concluding an event, I guess that would be the time. Which happens here. So if GM active, then GM nudge timer equals frame time plus GM nudge duration, and then the other thing is GM nudge count goes down to 0 again. Yes, I think that's right. Sorry, I'm just catching up on chat. Okay. Perfect. You guys are great at eating. Perfect feast. So, all right, save stuff, and all right, what else do I need to do? So when the player talks, the AFK timers are set. When the player initiates or when an event ends, the player nudge timer is reset. The oh yeah. So what if what if an event is terminated prematurely? I guess if an event is terminated before its time, then we'll still reset the nudge count. But like that means I took intervention. So excuse me. So I don't necessarily want that to be the case. I don't necessarily want that to happen. So maybe I just won't account for it, really. Because I just don't want that to happen. I mean, actually, I was thinking I might make it so that when there's a GM, like my control panel actually gets deactivated. Because I don't actually... Well, no, I might... I might want to use it for some things. But... I mean, the whole point about the whole thing with appointing a GM is that like they really, excuse me, they like really have the reins, like they're really in charge at that point. So I won't worry about it for now. I will yeah, I'll finish. So okay, so yeah, so maybe those are the only. So the end of the event is resetting the nudge system. Player or the like text input resets the AFK timer. So maybe that's fine. Maybe that's sufficient. I'll yeah, I can just instrument those now. Excuse me. Oh, LIFO leveled up from passive experience, which is a new thing. That previously hadn't happened before. Hold on, I'm just gonna watch the screen because we should see him level up soon. That's a little funny. How did I handle this before? Oh yeah, it would still only happen on the events, at the end of an event. So yeah, there's LIFO leveling up. So. Maybe I should make it so that the level up is actually only handled at an event? How do I want to do this? Because now it's weird that you can like kind of just level up at any time, hypothetically. I don't like that necessarily. So what would I prefer? Oh, bin revive. Whatever, bin revive's fine. Um, no, I'll send him away until I need him again. I mean, he's good for testing, but whatever. Okay. What was How do I want to handle that though? I mean, I could just make it so that when that occurs, like, I mean, I could just take out passive experience for the temporary. No, I like passive experience. I could just wait. I could just wait until later with like the extracurriculars and like fully implement them the way I want them to be. That would be that might be nice. Um Sorry, and it's not the worst thing in the world that you can just kind of like level up whenever at this point. But for the people who are like actually playing the game, like for the people who are actually paying attention, it'd be nice if you leveled up on the event so that you like, you have a better chance of like noticing it, so that you don't like accidentally miss it. I Is there an easy way to handle that? It'd be nice if there was. I could just instead of adding the experience up front, I could just like like I said, instead of adding the experience up front, I could just kind of like they could kind of just like hold on to that experience, and then down the line at the end of an event, then it gets actually added on. That's possible. So yeah, I'll do that, I think, for now. It's gonna be weird. Yeah, whatever. It's already weird. It's gonna be slightly weirder, but I don't think it'll be weirder to the extent that anyone will actually super care. It's more experience. It's like more experience, basically. So, what's not to love about more experience? All right. So, we'll have like I guess we'll have like passive gain or something, or passive experience, passive passive whoops passive points, whatever, that's fine, or just PTS points, no, whatever, points. Okay, equals 0. Save that. Oh, but then do we have to save this out too? Yeah, no, then we'd have to save it out separately. Okay, so no, we're not going to put it here. We're going to put it, is there a way I can change how we add experience? Right now we just say experience plus equals experience. Effective experience plus equals experience. Level equals... Oh. So, we can kind of add it without adding it. We could just, instead of like all this fanfare... Oh, but then it wouldn't save. it still wouldn't save until we actually do the shoot. Uh oh, so I could just the whole thing about leveling up. I could just like have that not happen some of the time. Like I could just huh. But like I could basically make it happen that like even if you level up past a no. Man, this is tricky. I hadn't really thought about this. I guess I don't really have to fix it right now because like it's not super likely that it's not super likely that it even happens. That's not a very good reason though. Man, I'll add it to the backlog and just not think about it for now. Well, I'm adding a lot of things to the backlog, so I should kind of keep tabs on that because like really, like am I gonna get to all of these? Like some of these I know I'm not gonna get to and I'm okay with that, but like what about the ones that I want to get to? Journey leveling leveling up at noticeable times, I guess. Hey, event time. Speaking of noticeable times, alright, I don't know. Maybe it's not a big deal. Alright. So, what is this malwarebytes.org thing? Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. Oh, lightweight antivirus run on Windows XP. Oh, wow. That's a good question. Oh, and Zero probably can't hear me, so I won't. I unfortunately don't. I don't know one offhand. Alright, save stuff. What was I working on before I got distracted with this? Oh yeah, I was working on the timers. So let's instrument those timers. So that's what cool people do. Alright, so if GM active, then if GM AFK timer is less than frame time. Oh, I called it timer, not time. That's weird. I think I meant to call it time. I usually call it time. And yet this time I called it timer for some reason. Hold on, so let's I'm pretty sure I called it time in some places and timer in other places. So yeah, I'll just do find replace. GM AFK timer. Excuse me, I said find replace. Ah, why are you not opening the find replace thing? You jerk. Find replace text. There you go. Jeesh. Alright, time. So find next. Yes, replace and find, replace. Alright. And then what was the other one? GM nudge timer. Replace. Alright. Good then. Alright, where were we here? Alright, so if GM AFK time is less than frame time, we unappoint the GM. Oh man. Sorry. Okay. And unappointing the GM is, well, there's a little bit to it. So where else do we unappoint the GM? Like when it's not that difficult to unappoint the GM. But what all is involved? We say something, we clear the GM's name and display name, we set GM active to false, We set the event timer. Oh, although, yeah. If the GM's been AFK for 10 minutes, I don't think we want to set the event timer for very long. Oh yeah, and we should. Well, no, if the GM AFK timer is like 10 minutes, then we don't have to worry about an event being on. Because if they've been away for that long, then I mean, it wouldn't hurt to to handle that case. I don't know, just in case something goes weird. But so so I'll say uh, I'll say what um, uh, oh no, apparently so and so has fallen into a trance. Has fallen into a trance. I will take the lead from here. I will take the lead. That's fine. And then GM name. Yep. Okay. So the event time. We just waited 10 minutes, and the GM was AFK. So let's only wait another minute for the next event, maybe. And then away event time would be 6 seconds, hypothetically. Although away event time probably isn't going to matter here. Away event time is usually the 1/10 of oh yeah, isn't that dangerous once they like sunset like an operating system? Because then they stop like applying like security fixes to it, right? So like that's dangerous. Like, is there such thing as antivirus in that case? Like, I mean, I guess technically there is, but like, I don't know. That's got to be some really good antivirus, right? Oh, sorry, 1 second. Excuse me. So, uh, yeah, okay. Um, GM active, GM, okay. So that's the case that happened. So then, I guess, the next case can be an else if, because we don't need to evaluate both. If, or elif, GM nudge time. Oh yeah, I should start the nudge. I should put the nudge limit as 3 instead of 2, because I think the first thing I'm going to do is increment the nudge limit. If GM nudge time is less than frame time, then what do we do here? We say nudge. So GM nudge count plus equals 1, and then we'll say the nudge. So say q append excuse me passive experience. Passive experience. Yeah, no, I should save out passive experience. I should save out passive experience as the part of the extracurriculars thing that I was planning on doing. Basically, what I want to do with the passive experience is, instead of awarding it all at once, I want to like keep track of it behind the scenes, and then when you get like 5 passive experience points, then something interesting will happen. Or like that might not be the condition, but like basically like every so often something interesting will happen. It's not an event. It's basically just like, it's like something, like it's not an interactive moment, because this is for people who are non-interactive. It's just a moment, and it's not just for people who are non-interactive. It's for everyone. But basically, yeah, something will happen, non-interactive, and that's when you get those. That's when like those passive experience points are awarded. So basically, it's like, yeah, it's just a way to add like another dimension to the game, and also make the passive experience gain more clear, more like overt, or like not overt, but like more noticeable. Like add a little like fun to it, I guess. I don't know. um, hmm. Oh, cool. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm checking in on chat from time to time. So if I go quiet and look, this is me looking at chat. So if I'm looking in this direction, it means I'm looking at chat. Um, Sorry. Okay. So excuse me, GM. uh, 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 might we uh, excuse, excuse me, GM. Um, uh, perhaps, perhaps, we, perhaps we should, uh, or, pardon, pardon, GM. Perhaps, what am I really trying to suggest? Because one reason that the nudge thing might occur is if I should make the nudge timer longer. I should make the I should make the nudge timer longer, and maybe nudge limit 2 is good, because oh yeah, right. So actually, before we do this, we should handle the case where nudge count has exceeded nudge limit. So if nudge count, or GM nudge count, excuse me, if GM nudge count is I don't know how it'd get greater than, but if it's greater than or equal to GM nudge limit, then oh yeah, the other thing before I forget, I'm just gonna put at the end what? Wait, why are these indented weirdly? Which is indented the correct distance? Is that indented the correct distance, or is this indented the correct distance? Hold on, let's find out. That one's indented the correct distance. Why is this one indented weird? I don't like indentations in Python. I don't care who says they're good. They're not good. I don't like them. Yeah, I like to follow good dev streamers. Because you've probably seen Kinao at the end of my streams. I like to kick it over to a dev streamer who's doing something cool. Sometimes I whiff, because like there are a lot of streamers out there, and for one thing, like I only follow people who've demonstrated that they know how to stream properly. But you know, in my opinion, of course, there are many ways to host a stream. But like, you know, yeah, I only follow the people who've demonstrated that they can, you know, host a stream in a way that I would appreciate, or like in a way that I find entertaining. And then the funny thing though is that sometimes, like, yeah, so those are the people that I'll host at the end of the stream, and consistency is another factor that I found some people have and some people don't, because like, yeah, sometimes I'll find a streamer who's like really good, and then I'll give them a shot, and then like, you know, the quality of their stream I've found has declined a bit, or it's just not, they're not on their game or something. But yeah, it's there's a lot of people out there, and it is my goal to find all of the best ones. So all right. What was I doing here? Oh yeah, I was gonna right before I forget, I was going to put in that GM nudge time should get reset. Oh yeah, this is an else case. So, because if that happens, then we don't have to do this other stuff. When we only have to do this stuff if it doesn't get reset. All right, so, and yeah, so GM nudge time plus equals, or no, equals frame time plus GM nudge duration. Yes. Okay. So yeah, if the nudge count has exceeded the nudge limit, then I don't need to look at these anymore. If the nudge count has exceeded the nudge limit, then again we just politely excuse the we politely oh cool. Yeah, I definitely recommend that people try streaming. Like if someone wants to stream, I think it's really good to try because I can definitely see how it's not for everyone. Like I could definitely see how some people might wouldn't like it, but like if I hadn't, I don't know, in another universe where I just never tried streaming, I might have never realized that I enjoy streaming. And it was like it was literally like I got bored one day and was like, and that's how I decided to get into it. And if I'd never been, what if I had not been bored that afternoon? Who knows what terrible things could have happened? In that like weird alternate universe where I never started streaming, like I'm pretty sure lobster people would run the world by now. Pretty sure. I don't know if, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm pretty sure that's true. All right. So I'm gonna do something slightly different when this when this is the case. Oh yeah. And also this only matters if not event on and this other thing. Because if an event is on, then the GM has done their whatever, and we don't have to worry about this. So okay, so yeah, what we say here is excuse me, GM, but a pressing matter has arisen. I will take the lead. I'll take the lead. Take the lead for now. And in this case, we don't set the event time for very long. In fact, let's set it for not very long at all. Let's set it for like 15 seconds. So I guess technically this would be 1.5 seconds. Although again, it's really not going to matter much. That's fine. I would watch that film. I give it 5 stars. I think it's great. And once you make the film, I'll totally watch it. Oh, whoops! I forgot to put colon here. Oh yes, this can't happen if an event is on, so I don't have to check about that. Speaking of events, now that I've added this, or now that now with this, oh, what's happening here? Oh yeah, I didn't finish that statement. Now that this this nudge thing can occur, I'm really looking forward to the time when Trusty Bard says, "Excuse me, GM, but a pressing matter has arisen. I will take the lead for now," and then it goes to like Kitty Tree, for example. I just because like sometimes it'll actually be something urgent, like a pressing matter has arisen, like goblin arsonists are like burning down a city. Or like a pressing matter has arisen. The queen has discovered like treason in the court or whatever. But no, sometimes the pressing matter will be fun and light. It's actually, I guess I should make the event time closer to like 10 seconds just to actually, yeah, you know what? In these cases I'm actually gonna deviate from what I'm doing with the away event time, because like these are special cases. So I'm gonna make the away event time 30. Like away event time really shouldn't matter, but yeah, and in this case they're both going to be like 10 seconds, I think. Yeah. Save that. Oh yeah, oh yeah, I still haven't finished the statement. So, oh yeah, the nudge statement. Perhaps we, it's basically like, come on, let's have an event. And so what is it about events that are special? Because like we can have like exposition outside of an event system, but exposition outside of an event system doesn't actually award experience points. So we'll want to have a yes, it's entirely likely that you will be the first GM, Zero Maverick. Oh yeah, you probably still can't hear me. Yes, probably zero. Unless you disappear for a million years, I will crown you, or I will, yeah, crown you GM for the debut of the new feature when it's ready. There you go. Yeah. So. Oh. Sorry, I missed that. Okay, Zero has headphones. I somehow completely. I must have just like glossed over that. All right, so yeah, so all right, don't mind me. All right, so what is it? So what is it about action, or what is it about events? It's basically like the gist is basically Pardon GM display name. Perhaps we should like, yeah, what distinguishes events? Events are, I mean, I guess there's nothing you can do with the event system that you can't do without the event system. Except the nice thing about the event system is that you get experience for doing it, for using the event system. So, like, how do I... Because, like, so, like, this could occur if the GM is getting too, like, storytelling, or not, like, too storytelling, but if they're doing so much storytelling that they neglect to actually have events occur. Or if they're just slacking off. Sorry, now that I'm not standing on like a small thing anymore. Like I used to be standing like on a small, not like a platform, but like a soapbox. No. Now that I'm not, I'm slightly taking to pacing, so I hope that doesn't get distracting. But I'll try and stay in camera range. I'm just no, I'm slightly this is like actually how I typically am. I guess I mean it hasn't been obvious on stream because I've been like, I don't know, I just changed my desk setup. Like this is actually, I don't know, what I'm more used to. So if it gets distracting, I can't stop, or I try and limit it. I can't promise to stop because I do it like basically subconsciously. But also, you can probably hear my boots if I jump because they're like rattly. Anyways, all right, this is all very important business, but I should probably finish writing this message, which basically just has to be perhaps we oops, oh, I'm typing on the wrong computer. I'm like, why is my cursor not doing anything? Yeah. Yeah, I switched over to the standing desk. Whoops, wrong button. I switched over to the standing desk at a certain point. Well, okay, so first I went from sitting. I put like the first thing I did. Sorry, you're getting this story now. The first thing I did was at my desk chair. I put something right behind like my butt, like so like basically like I couldn't lean against the back of the chair because I had like something right behind my lower back, so I could, it'd be awkward if I tried to lean back. And so that got me to sitting upright in my chair. And then I switched over to, I had like one of those knee chairs for a while. I don't know if you've seen those before, but sorry, I know this is like has nothing to do with game dev, but it has to do with ergonomics. And if you're working on game dev, you probably need good ergonomics. So we're just gonna take a slight departure. Like knee chair, it was like yeah, it was something like this. This actually might have been it. This might have been the same. This yeah, if this isn't the exact same model, it's a dead ringer for it. Which is nice because that just again it keeps you upright. And then eventually, like once I got used to that, I just switched over to standing desk, and I've been doing it ever since. I actually so I kept mentioning I used to be standing on like a small thing, and I didn't actually say what it was. It was actually a small exercise device because wait, I still have it here. No, it's tucked under my desk because at a certain point, like once I'd been at a standing desk for long enough, I actually I started like it's like one of those little like stepper things. Or here, wait, while I'm showing while I'm showing off various things, it's a Zyzer. Is this gonna be? Yeah, it's not again, it's not this exact model, but it's like something like this, and it's nice because you can just kind of like you can literally like get a little bit of exercise like while you're standing at your desk. The reason I'm not standing on it today is because I realized at a certain point like I'm not going to do that on stream. It'd be really distracting if I was just like bobbing up and down like the whole time. But yeah, like when I'm playing games at my computer, I'll be doing that as well because I'm weird, admittedly. I don't know, whatever. I'm weird. But like that's I hate exercise, so that's like the only thing I ever do. Yeah, the knee chair actually isn't great actually. So it's like it was fine as an intermediary step, but yeah, it does like if you sit at it for too long, it's actually more than your knees. It's like your shins, because like your upper shins, like you're just like people weren't supposed to put weight on their upper shins for like too long. So standing desks are great though, because like I just like I feel more active like when I'm doing whatever. Like I don't feel like a slouch. I don't feel like inert. I actually like I don't know. I think it's why I'm like slightly high energy a lot of the or some of the time at least. All right, but back to what we were writing. So, pardon GM. Perhaps we. I was thinking I could use the word action somewhere in it because that kind of like implies like the event system. But I don't know. I mean this. Oh, you know what? I might want to have different I might want to have a different phrase for excuse me, the first and the second nudge. If there are multiple nudges, there might actually only be one nudge. So no, there should be two nudges. Yeah, no, there should be two nudges. All right, so I will special case it. So I'll say so if GM nudge count equals 1, then we'll say this, and then I'll just do an else case because if I decide to have more than two nudges, then like more than two nudges before the final nudge, then yeah, it's tough. There's a hump with standing desks that is like it can be weird to get used to if you just like jump right into it, but then if you do it long enough, then you stop noticing it. Like you there's like this magical threshold, and then you could stand literally forever. Like when I do like when I do 24-hour streams, I stand for 24 hours streaming. Like at the end, I'm barely standing, but only because I'm tired. Only because I'm like physically exhausted, or only because I'm like mentally exhausted, not because yeah. Anyways, uh, so uh, what was I doing? Oh yeah, I was putting up another phrase for okay. So pardon. We perhaps we so pardon GM. It's been some time since our last how do I refer to events, like in the context of like the game per se? Oh yeah, zombie. I am standing up. I am. I was actually just talking about how great standing desks are. I was going on about it. Sorry, just 1 second. Sorry. Excuse me. Does the background still get weird and like particly when I turn around? I don't know what that was about, but like when I move off camera, like it gets the background was. Anyways, okay. So it's been some time since our last adventure. Adventure sounds too grand. Like it's been some time since the last event. But what would Trusty Bart call an event? He wouldn't call them an event necessarily. He would call it something like slightly more grandiose, like since our last jaunt. What is a jaunt? No, I don't think jaunt is quite right, but like something along those lines. That's how Trusty Bard talks. Maybe I should just bust open the thesaurus. That's probably fine. No, let's go to the thesaurus, because that might be a little too far. Jaunt. Excursion, like, is along the same lines, or along the right lines, but it's not exactly what I mean. Event. I mean, action, I guess. It could just be action. Yeah, the action's probably fine. Pardon, it's been some time since our last action. I was thinking, no. I was thinking I could literally make it like an action tag, and then if people say action, then like it could, I don't know. I'll just leave it. So then what's the less polite one? Or that's the first one. And then so then pardon GM, perhaps we could adventure on, onwards. I don't know, just like kind of generic statements. Like, it's hard to really define exactly. Like, I mean, I intended to make the event system very open-ended, so as a result, it's kind of hard to define exactly what an event is, and therefore how to prompt someone to incur an event. So I'll just keep it very generic. Yeah, so that's so that's fine. Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right. So yeah, good. I think is that sufficient? I think. I mean, I could test it. Yeah, maybe I'm gonna restart the script real quick. So, oh, before I do that, did anyone level up? Okay, no. Okay. Yeah, that's something I should be keeping track of is if people level up. Because if I kill the script after someone levels up, they don't get to see their character level up. And which oh yeah, so for starters, I'm going to I'm just gonna make the timers very short. So so for starters, the oh, and that was the other thing is I wanted to make the nudge limit 3 instead of just 2. That means on the third nudge, it will be like the trusty bard will take over. So so for starters, I'll just put the nudge duration down to like 10 seconds, and I'll put I'll test the AFK duration next. So yeah. Yeah. All right. Huh. I feel like I want to put in like a cheat to just make it so that just to get around this like having to wait bug. Like there should be a way so that I could test this without having to wait gratuitous, excuse me, just like, you know, excessive amounts of time. Because right now I'm just waiting for IRC to like do its thing so that I can so it'll get the players when I start up the script again. And I should probably just like put in a way that I can get around that. Like not like because there's not really a solution for the game itself, but just to so that it doesn't inhibit testing, that would be super great. Okay, all right, so that seemed to work well enough. Who's that? Am I in here? I hope I'm here. I'll find out. Crown. Binry. Excelsior. Whoops. Hit delay events. Whatever. That's fine. Trusty Bard. Hail again, Master Binry. I'm here to assist. Alright, so now, 10 seconds from now, Trusty Bard should say, it's been some time since our last action. And then 10 seconds after that, he should say, perhaps we could adventure onwards. And then 10 seconds after that, he should take control and initiate an event. Hypothetically. Has it been 10 seconds yet? I feel like it's... There we go. Oh no, that was Dr. Max... That was Mr. Maxmeyer. I just saw my name pop up in red, and I was like... Trusty Bard does not seem to want to interject. Oh, I know why. It's because he only interjects... Oh, yeah. Because I said it inside the event points time thing. So, no, I don't feel like waiting several minutes. I mean, I guess I will. I should add in that other thing, though, so I can just test this faster. So, I'll just, like... I'll always put myself in the player dictionary, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know a better way to do this. I just don't feel like testing. I just don't feel like waiting a million years just for all of this testing stuff. So, alright, so let's change this so that I can test this faster. So, I can do that pretty easily just by unindenting this stuff. Because now it's no longer in the other if events points frame, whatever. It's just its own thing. Alright, still hasn't said it. Interesting. I feel like maybe it just hasn't been 2.5 minutes yet. Anyways, we'll find out. So, oh, there we go. Pardon me, but it's been some time since our last action. Alright, so it does work. Somewhat, at least. Yeah, so how do I add player? So like join. I just add player. So I'm just always gonna add myself at the start, and that way I can test these things a little bit faster. And it also is cheating because it means I'll get more experience points than I deserve. But whatever. I routinely reset my own experience points just so that I don't get out of control with it. So that's fine, I guess. So where's the player dictionary declared? Wow, look at all these stupid cues. Well, I guess that's fine. But okay, player dictionary. So add player binary. So I'll just like always be in the game as well. Yeah, that's mostly just for testing purposes, and I could always take this out if I should. All right, so I'm gonna now that I have this, I'm gonna reset the script because now I don't have to wait very long for it to reactivate. All right, so pardon. Oh, hey, that sure is a bug. JQ. Oh, there's not a JQ. I put that too soon before like I even initialized a JQ. JK. JK, JQ. Yep. That is a valid point. So I will do it right here, right before the loop. There. How's that? Better? Save that, run that. Alright, so now I can crown myself right off the bat. Hey, look, I think I even cut in front of Trusty Bard. Yeah. Alright, so crown me. Excelsior. Hail Game Master Binry, I'm here to assist. Alright, so now 10 seconds from now, we should see, again, pardon Binry, it's been some time since our last action. Of course, by the time stream delay happens, yep, there we go. You'll have already seen this, but then, so then he should say, he'll ask, like, should we adventure onwards? And then, the next thing that'll happen is that he'll take it back, and then there'll be an action shortly after. The next action should happen 10 seconds. Excuse me, Vinry, but a pressing matter has arisen. I will take the lead for now. And now, 10 seconds from now, action. Yay! There we go. Alright, so that's, so that's working, I guess. So now, I will let that event play out, and then, oh, but actually that event's probably not going to be worth very many points. It's probably going to be worth 0 points. Sorry. Because I didn't actually wait long enough for the sorry. I didn't wait long enough for the points to accumulate. My bad. Maybe I should initialize that to 1 instead of 0, because it's a little funny for it. Oh, actually no, it'll probably be worth 1 point, I think, because yeah, I think this evaluates as soon as the script starts, right? Because it initializes to 0. Okay, so it'll be worth 1 point. The event will be worth 1 point. So if you guys can get perfect, you can get points for this. All right, so cool. And then, all right, now I can put the GM nudge time back up to, what was it? I had this at like 12 minutes, but is that too long? 12 minutes? No, 12 minutes is okay. Maybe 12 minutes. Like, if the GM is slow, then it might take upwards of half an hour to, like, for those messages to actually happen. Like, it's 12 minutes in, he'll be like, pardon, it's been some time since our last action. So I probably shouldn't wait that long. Yeah, I should plan this based on what I want the overall wait time to be. So what do I want the overall... Oh yeah, also that's not how I specify minutes. That would be 12 seconds. So how long do I want to wait? I guess, so if the average event happens every, like... I keep saying 10 minutes the average event happens, but I think it's actually closer to like 12 minutes. Every 12 minutes the average event happens. So then let's say, like, if you wait 24 minutes, then, like, that's when... I don't know. I'll just say 10. I'll just say 10 minutes. And then, yeah, and I'll say it by putting in the correct number. And then the AFK duration, I'll put that one up to, like, 12 minutes. And that's not how I do that. How do I put it up to 12 minutes? I put it to 720. Because that's, yeah. That is 600 plus 120. Alright, yeah, I just don't want them to do the exact same duration, because it'd be funny if, like, It'd be funny if those happened at the same time. I don't know. That'd just be weird. Which I guess it could at this point. If you no whatever. Okay. Oh yeah. So I think one of the things that I took for right, and actually before I do that, I was gonna test that the AFK